Morning.
Oh, morning, Dad. So, how was your date last night? Boy, it feels strange, a son asking his father how his date was last night. When he could ask the date herself.
Elaine, this is Daphne Moon, and my son, Frasier Crane. This is Elaine Morris.
Yes, hello.
So, it's a pleasure to meet you, Elaine. Yes, I know that Dad's wanted to have you for a long time. I mean, for dinner.
Yes. Well, I certainly enjoyed it. But, Martin, I really should be going.
Oh, no. You should at least stay for breakfast, shouldn't you?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Well,
Splendid idea.
I guess I could stay for coffee.
Oh, splendid. So what did you two kids do last night? Did you play some games? Board games. Not that you were bored or excited. Well, not that I'd know anything or should, but warm buns, Elaine. No, not yours. Ours. Here, to eat. You see. Here, I'll have one. Warm.
Why don't we go sit at the table?
Yeah, okay.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Well, Frasier, I really love your radio show, but my friends and I listen to it almost every day.
Thank you. That's always lovely to hear.
Elaine's a buyer at Bon Marché.
Oh, really? I do a great deal of shopping there. As a matter of fact, I bought the comforter on Dad's bed there. And, well, I suppose you noticed that. Well, or... maybe you didn't. I don't know if you had the lights on or... I don't know how you like it. How you light it. Well, how you like to light it. Banger, Dad?
I really should be going. I've got to get ready for work. It was nice meeting you, Daphne, and Frasier. Thanks for a lovely evening, Martin.
I'll call you later.
Yeah.
Couldn't have served bacon?
Hey! The way you were carrying on, I think we can be thankful I didn't make Toad in the hole.
Christina, buonanotte.
Hi, Fraser. Sorry I'm late, but I got a last-minute call for a job.
Oh, well, it's all right. You're here now, and you're looking enchanting.
No, you don't understand. The job's tonight, but we could have dinner later.
Oh, well, I suppose that's all right.
I hope you didn't go to too much trouble.
No.
You rented a restaurant trolley.
No, I own it. Don't tell me you don't have one.
There's just one more thing. My friend Sandy got called in on the same job, and she was supposed to look after my daughter.
Don't tell me you want me to babysit.
Look, I wouldn't do this, but I'm really in a jam. Look, Sandy will take her as soon as I get back, and that'll leave just the two of us.
Look, Christina, I'm not really sure if I can... I'll make a lot of points for this, won't I?
That's all.
Bring the darling in. Well, now, Renata, I am a psychiatrist, and if you're having problems with your mother, I'd be glad to listen.
You mean you want me to tell you all my problems like those Gomers on your show? Like you care.
I do care about the Gomers. I even care about you.
Don't make me hurl. She keeps telling people I'm younger than I am.
Why do you think she does that?
So they won't know how old she is. I've been 9 for the past 3 years.
Really?
That's nothing. Once, she promised to take me ice skating for my birthday. On the way there, she saw a tattoo parlor. So she just left me out on the sidewalk so she could get a stupid butterfly tattooed on her shoulder. It's like she forgot I was even out there.
My God, how old were you?
That was the first time I was 9.
Renata, I must say I had a rather enjoyable evening.
You don't get out much, do you?
You know, I think she likes me.
Well, thank you for helping me out. Now, roll out that trolley. I'm starved.
You know, Christine, I don't think so. I think you ought to go home, spend the evening with your daughter.
But I thought we had a date.
Well, you know, when we first met, I was, well, attracted by your remarkable beauty. But now that I know a bit more about you, well, suddenly you don't look so good, sister.
Excuse me?
A daughter is a privilege, not an inconvenience. You don't leave her standing on some street corner while you're inside getting tattooed. Nor keep her in some ageless never land where everyone is 9 forever and ever.
Renata told you I did that.
Yes, she also told me about the morning weigh-ins and the time you left her with the coat check girl at the Palladium so you could go dancing. I mean, what kind of an excuse for a mother are you anyway?
Well, did it ever occur to you that she might be lying? Because this is the first night I've been out in over a year. God knows John and Marianne never take her.
Who are they?
Her father and his new wife.
Oh, who are Tony and White Snake?
Our 2 dogs. Do you know what I do most nights? I stay home, and I help her with her homework or French lessons. Oh, except last Saturday when I took her and her 12 friends to an ice skating party.
I don't suppose there's any chance that during that party you got your shoulder tattooed.
Do you see anything there?
No. But then my eyes are tearing up. But why would she lie?
Because she's 12 and she's mad at me. She wanted to stay home alone and I wouldn't let her. I probably would have been better off if I had. God, some shrinky you are.
No, please don't go. I mean, child development is not my thing. My specialty is adult relations.
Well, you won't be having any of those tonight.
What can I get you? I'll have a decaf latte, and please be sure to use skim milk.
I'll have the same.
Got it. 2 gutless wonders. Aguirre. Certainly playing fast and loose with his tips for a man who drives a van. Oh, Fraser. How was your encounter with Dad's poker buddies last night? I must tell you, the picture of you trying to make conversation with Dad's blue-collar cronies all evening is priceless. When I told Maris about it, it was all she could do to keep her eyes from dancing.
Actually, it was really rather interesting. You know, one of them actually did time in prison for fraud.
Good Lord, what was he like?
Actually, it's quite personable. You know, Dad, he's so judgmental.
He is, and I've often condemned him for it.
For some reason, you know, just because the man was in prison, it just seems to have marked him for life.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not all criminals are recidivists. I've seen many cases where, after they've paid their debt to society, they've gone on to lead productive lives. Dad's just being narrow-minded.
Yes, I almost had to sedate him when Daphne announced she was going to go out with him.
Frasier, I hope you're just yanking my giggle chain.
What do you mean?
You're telling me that you're letting this delicate English rose be sullied by some sociopath?
Niles, he passed bad checks. He's not a sociopath.
He's a degenerate who should be put away forever.
You haven't even met him.
Oh, for God's sake, they're all depraved animals.
Here's your coffee. Anything else?
Yes, the check, please, and quickly. Frasier, we've got to rescue her.
Oh, Niles, just sit down and relax. For God's sakes, you're being irrational.
Don't you dare call me irrational. You know that makes me crazy.
Now, Niles, listen, I think Jimmy's a perfectly nice guy. And besides, Daphne can take care of herself.
I don't care. I'm going after her. I'm not without resources. My Taekwondo instructor tells me I'm just 2 moves away from becoming quite threatening.
Niles, just listen to me for a second. You know perfectly well she'll resent any interference. Now, you want to make a fool of yourself, go right ahead, but don't ask me to join you.
That's fine. Just tell me where they went.
Oh, someplace called the Topaz Room.
The Topaz Room. I thought the cops shut that place down after the last shooting.
I'll drive.
You have a beautiful view.
Well, it's a beautiful city.
hope you enjoy your convention.
For God's sake, Frasier. There is no convention. I'm here because of the letter.
The letter? What letter?
You know very well what letter. The one you left in the apartment last month when you were home to visit Frederick. The one proposing we get back together. Surely you didn't forget. My darling, how could a love like ours have fallen so far from grace? There must be some part of your heart that still resounds to the rhythm of my own. I fear that I'll be lost without you. As long as we have love, love will keep us together. Aside from the shameless pilfering from the captain and Tennille, I was moved by your entreaty. I felt the same way, and yet I felt the need to create this pretense of arriving here for a convention because I was still torn and unable to commit myself. But seeing you now, I realize how much I've missed you.
Lilith, I did write that letter. And I did leave it in the apartment. But,
Yes.
it wasn't last month. It was nearly a year ago. Just before I moved to Seattle. You just found it now?
It had fallen behind the dresser.
Well, I see the cleaning service is doing its usual bang-up job.
Well, don't I feel like the perfect fool?
Listen, Lilith.
So here I am, humiliated, emotionally drained, and I've used up all my frequent flyer miles.
Niles Crane. Oh, Maris! Where are you? What do you mean you can't come home? Well, it's not that bad a storm. Oh, Maris, I really think you should come home. No, well, of course, I don't want you traveling if it's not safe. Yes, I understand. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, seems like it's just the two of us.
You mean Mrs. Crane won't be coming? Oh my, there goes the electricity. What do we do now?
And then she said she'd been seeing someone else. She couldn't keep living a lie. I was dumbfounded. I mean, what about everything we'd gone through together? Didn't that mean anything to her?
Niles, a patient has a right to change therapists.
Frasier, thank God.
Phoebe, what are you doing here?
What kind of agent would I be if I weren't the first to tell you that you've been nominated for a 1994 CB?
I was nominated!
Well, I was.
Yes, you, Frasier Crane, MD, PhD, STUD, are the man of the hour. Phoebe Glazer, Frasier's agent.
Dr. Niles Crane, Frasier's brother.
You're not a psychiatrist, too.
Yes?
Oh, please, if I'm ever to have a breakdown, let me have it now. Double decaf to go.
So, this is quite a surprise. You know, actually, I'd forgotten that the nominations were even coming out today.
Oh, isn't he precious? You must be very proud of Frasier.
Well, actually, no.
Excuse me, perhaps you could help us
Yeah,
here.
perhaps.
Well, we're looking for a chair.
We got him.
Well, wait.
Ideally, we're looking for something with the presence of a Mies van der Rohe and the playful insouciance of an early Le Corbusier.
This one vibrates.
Yes, well, perhaps you could direct us to your recliners, preferably one in suede.
People seem to like this lazy guy.
Lazy guy. I wonder what they call the deluxe model, the hopeless slack ass.
one over here?
You know, I hate to admit it, but that would not look altogether hideous in my living room.
Well, have a seat. This one's got Swedish massage.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, go ahead. I'll try it out.
I'll fire it up for you.
Oh, that won't be necessary. I'd like to sit in my chair. I don't really like to vibrate very much. No, thank you anyway.
It also has shiatsu.
I never knew a chair could be this satisfying. I never knew that anything could. I want it.
Right, Niles. I'm sure it would fit right in with all of Maris's 18th century antiques.
Well, then I'll just rent it an apartment and visit it on the side.
So, what do you think? Why don't you have a try yourself?
Well, I don't really think that's necessary. You see, I'm buying it for my father, and who knows, you know, about other people's tastes. Really, before you sit in the
Something
chair.
seems like it's not quite right, really. I just,
Oh, Mommy. Eddie, what is the matter with him?
He saw your father's chair was gone and he's afraid it means your father's gone too. I think he suspects foul play.
Oh, stop it! If I had stuck Dad's feet into a bucket of cement and thrown him into Puget Sound, you'd have been the tiny little splash that followed him. Oh, that must be Leo. Wait till you see this. Come on.
Dr. Crane, make way.
All right, now just be careful now, Leo. You know, watch the furniture and the walls.
Excuse me, but I happen to be a professional. I take a lot of pride in my work, and I never... how'd that get there? Hey, look, at least I didn't lose my license this time, right?
All right. Quickly. Sure Beavis will start to wonder where you are.
Actually, Leo, as long as you're here, we're having a problem with a leaky faucet in the sink.
And where would that be?
In the kitchen, dear.
Hey, that wasn't a dumb question. You got bathrooms too, don't you?
None that you'll be going anywhere near. Dr. Crane, it's lovely. Well, I thought the other one was nice, but this is smashing.
Well, try it out. And it has a little surprise.
This is comfy. Although it's a little on the soft side, I prefer... Hello? Oh, this is enough to make me give up my search for a meaningful relationship.
Oh, quick, Dad, get out.
Oh, all right. Just like a man. Now you've had your fun, you don't care where I am.
Oh, I'm afraid Dad may have a point. I know you would like to believe we're still the same devilish sprigs we always were. Sitting on Mother's Davenport in our tweeds and tams, listening to the Texaco Symphonic Hour. The cold, hard reality is, you're middle-aged.
Niles, I'm 41. That's hardly middle-aged. Middle-aged is more like 50, 55.
Only if you live to be 110.
I'm all ready to go, Dr. Crane.
Niles, where are you two off to?
I'm giving Daphne a lift.
I'm meeting some of my girlfriends for darts and a couple of pints. Oh, it's best to do it in that order. Just ask Blind Willie, the bartender.
Listen, Daphne, before you go, I'd like to ask you a little question here. When you look at me, do you see me as a young man or as an older man?
Oh, no, you don't. You're not getting me into that Vietnam. I learned a long time ago there are 3 questions you never answer honestly. How old do I look? Do you like my hair? And was it good for you too? Coming, Dr. Crane? Dr. Crane?
I'm sorry, I was someplace else. It was a warm and friendly place.
Big surprise, I got a headache. Need to get an aspirin. It's the very suggestion that I'm sending into old age just because I can't remember a couple of names for a tune on the piano.
Your arm's not quite long enough for that, is it? Let me ask you a few questions. Can you still get through the night without having to get up to go to the John? Can you get in and out of a chair without going, Can you eat a slice of pizza less than 12 hours before you go to bed?
What's on the pizza?
I thought so. All right, well, now that we've established your middle age, take some advice. Don't fight it. It'll go a lot easier.
Good Lord, Dad, what are you suggesting? I'm going to rush off to a plastic surgeon to get an eye lift and a chin tuck? Oh, dear God.
I'm just telling you, when guys get to this stage, they do some squirrely things that they never would have done when they were younger.
Dad, please spare me. I am a psychiatrist. I know the routine. Good Lord, who is that?
That's me, in '74, going through my own little stage. I dyed my hair jet black and bought a leather jacket and a Harley Davidson.
My God, Dad, you look like one of the village people.
Well, fortunately, I came to my senses before you got back from Harvard that summer.
Are those love beads?
All right. That's enough. Just do me a favor, will you? Keep your guard up and don't do something stupid, all right?
Okay, Dad.
You might think it's tough being middle-aged, but think about me. I got a son who's middle-aged.
Niles, I agreed to see America with Dad. I thought we'd be staying in five-star resorts. When I said together, I meant adjoining suites.
Just tell him you think it's a bad idea.
No, I can't do that. He's counting on this trip too much. It was his dream. He was going to go on this trip with Mom.
Yes, but she lucked out and died.
Niles, listen. If Dad and I get into a Winnebago together, only one of us will come out alive. You've got to come with us.
Frasier, you're my brother. That entitles you to my bone marrow and one of my kidneys. But this is an imposition.
You gotta come with us.
Why?
Well, Frasier and I don't have anything to talk about. I always feel more comfortable if there's somebody else around or if the TV's blaring.
Then why did you suggest it?
Well, it sounded like a good idea when it came out of my mouth, but the more I think about it, I mean, can you really see me and Frasier together all day, then crawling into our bunks at night, lying head to head in the dark, bonding? I'll pay you. I got pension money.
I remember a car trip we took when I was 9. We drove from Seattle to Spokane. The only thing he said to me was, I think we got a problem with your brother Frasier.
Those were awful, those family driving vacations. Dad insisting on covering as many miles as possible in a day. The two of us, tiny hostages in the back seat. Clutching our car sickness bags. Straining to see something out the window as the landscape whizzed by. I was 13 before I realized cows aren't blurry.
Why don't you just tell him you don't want to go?
Oh, you heard how he wants to go. I don't want to disappoint him.
I don't want to disappoint him.
I'm sorry, Frasier. I am not a Winnebago person. Whenever I see one on the highway, I look into the driver's eyes, hoping to see something that would explain why in God's name he would ever want to do something like this. All I see is a death stare under the brim of a hat made out of Miller Lite cans. This is my final word. I'm not going.
Hey, great news! Daphne's coming too.
And so am I!
De ma frère.
De ma frère.
Hey, hello, Niles. What are you doing over here?
Oh, Dad, I told you it's our first writing session tonight.
But I thought you were doing it over at Niles' house.
We were supposed to. Unfortunately, it's Maris's turn to host her sherry tasting group, and things tend to get a little raucous when she does.
But the Sonics are on in 20 minutes.
Oh, Dad, I've solved that problem. I bought you these headphones. Now, here, you see. You'll be able to listen to the TV without disturbing Niles and me while we work.
What about Eddie? How's he gonna hear?
He can read about the game in tomorrow's paper. Try him out there.
Hey, not bad!
Very clever solution.
Yes, it also has another little feature that I like a lot. Watch this. Hey, Dad. Nice shirt. What, did they throw that in the last time you had your tires rotated?
Hey, Dad. Tell us about the time you met Dwight Eisenhower. We haven't heard that story this hour.
Okay. All right, my turn. Okay. Hey, Dad,
Say another word and I'll club you both with my cane. Hey, this is great. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Watch out for this for me, Eddie. Well, I gotta get myself a little snack. Who wants a beer?
Just you. All right, now, Niles, this is no time to procrastinate.
Okay, here we go. Chapter 1, page 1, paragraph 1. I'm indenting.
I hate to squash your enthusiasm, but don't you think that before we start actually typing the book, we should discuss what the book is going to be about?
Forgive me for just barreling ahead, but damn it, I'm jazzed.
Well.
All right. You know, we have to approach this book from a completely different angle than all of our previous writings, our dissertations, our theses.
Oh, that's right, yes. This has to be interesting.
Well, the obvious approach is case histories. We'll fill the book with anecdotes about brothers and sisters we've dealt with over the years in our practice.
Yes. Then if we throw in a few references to heaving bosoms, we're bound to make Book of the Month Club.
Boy, I could tell you a couple of stories about you guys you could throw in there.
That's an interesting idea. We could use ourselves. It would make a delicious introduction to our book.
I like the introduction idea. Dad, okay, give us your best story. The one you feel depicts little Niles and little Frasier at their conflicted best.
Oh, that'd have to be when we went trout fishing up at that lake. What's its name? Boy, you guys were at it tooth and nail.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, what was the name of that lake again?
Dad, the name of the lake is immaterial. What happened?
It's an Indian word. Lake Waxahachie?
Dad, you're missing the point here.
Oh, your mother would know. It's too bad she's dead. Wachakuchi, Kuchawachi. No, it was an Indian word. It meant land of 1,000. No.
Dad,
this is driving me nuts. Now, I'm going to have to go in there and look it up.
Yeah, we just want the story.
No, that's all right. Where the hell did I put my atlas?
Howard, Lois, I could stay on the air counseling you all afternoon, but we're coming to the end of our hour, so I'm just going to cut to the quick. If one of you doesn't say I love you right now, frankly, I don't see how you could have any kind of future together. So, which of you has the courage to say I love you?
Howard, I love you.
Yes! Yes! Howard, she loves you! What about you? Howard? You gonna just pack up your emotional tent and walk away? Howard? Howard, it's up to you. Can you say it? Can you?
Come on, Howard. Come on, Howard.
I love you too, Lois.
Yeah! He said it!
This is pretty good.
Good, the little rat is scintillating. God, why couldn't he just do what's expected of him for once and stink? It's even better than Gil Chesterton. Oh, God. You're trying to make me look bad.
Oh, jeez, this high temperature of yours is making you zooey.
No, it's made me clear-headed. Dad, gotta get down there, down to that station and reclaim what's rightfully mine. There will be no more filling in by anybody. No way, no how, no one, no.
Frasier, you're not going anywhere.
Who's gonna stop me?
I am.
Oh, how are you, a man with a limp and a cane, gonna stop a man in the prime of his life?
Must be a riot on camping trips.
You like the... No. So, Frasier, now that chapter 2 of your life is in full swing, would you mind if I asked you something?
No, go right ahead.
Are you happy? You hear the question?
Yes, I'm thinking. It's a seemingly complex question.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Either you're happy or you're not.
Oh, are you happy?
No, but we're not talking about me.
Let's just not gloss over that. You, my only brother, have just told me that you're not happy. And it pains me to hear that. Why?
I was watching PBS the other night in my study, and they were showing this documentary on the Great Depression. Vintage Steinbeck. desperately poor people escaping the Dust Bowl, their meager possessions strapped to rickety old trucks heading to what they thought was their salvation. Then there was this scene of this scruffy little boy being handed a brand new pair of shoes by the Salvation Army. Frasier, if you could have seen the look on that boy's face, it was a look of pure and utter happiness. I have never experienced that kind of happiness, not in my whole life. Not even when I bought these $400 Bruno Maglis. Do you like them?
Well, they're very nice.
What about the tassels?
No, I'm not really much of a tassel guy.
No, neither am I, but nevertheless, there they are. Oh, I have no reason to be unhappy. I have my health. I have a wonderful home, beautiful wife. Did your eyebrow just move?
I don't think so.
I have my practice. Although lately, I've lost track of the ideals that led me to psychiatry in the first place. Look who I'm talking to. Psychiatry's answer to the drive-through window. You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm not just in psychiatry for the money.
Oh, I wouldn't say that's true. If it were, that...
What? What were you going to say?
No, I'd rather not.
Well, there's no need to, actually. I think I know what you were getting at. You've been wanting to ask me this for years. Did I marry Maris for the money? I resent that. I did not marry Maris for the money. It's just a delightful bonus.